will go out as well. So Gaines has taken Jalen Bland's starting position tonight, but Bland is now in along with Sundiata Gaines as the backcourt for Salt Lake. The drive and a scoop shot. It's going to be a foul, and J.J. O'Brien will get a chance to go to the line and shoot a pair.
Yeah, Utah, they're doing a nice job when they're attacking the basket. They've gotten to the free throw line, they made layups. That's working well for them so far. They need to keep attacking the basket, make those cover up, and then they get the open shots outside for themselves.
So J.J. O'Brien goes to the free throw line. And this one's off the back of the iron.
Jalen in the game for the Stars, replacing number 23, Jermaine Taylor.
So we got a substitution now for Salt Lake as they try and they're going to have to work things around a little bit to keep this rotation as fresh as possible when you've only got 8 players.
Yeah, that's really going to be a management job over there for them to try to keep these guys fresh. Because especially with Dallas, I think, or they're looking to push the ball, increase the pressure, and they understand there's only 8 guys over there.
Well, 2 rim outs on the free throws for O'Brien, and that basket, that West basket, was unkind to Salt Lake City the other night, and on the other end, 3-point shot, and it's up and down by Patrick Miller, and it was a 2-point. I beg your pardon, a long 2 is what they rule it. So Texas with a 2-point lead at 12-10. Sundiata Gaines, yo-yos. Far side now gives to JT, Jermaine Taylor. Quick ball movement. 3-pointer from the corner by O'Brien is off the mark. It's an air ball. And look out because here come the legends. Yo-yoing is Manny Harris. He's the guy you got to watch offensively. Very, very athletic. Averaging 30 a game. And it's not just the shooting that he'll hurt you with. He's averaging almost 8 boards. That shot from the outside is off the mark, the 3-pointer, but the offensive rebound chased down again by Texas. Harris will yo-yo out front. He's got JT on him. And the dish inside. Cousins got tripped up by somebody's foot. It wasn't really a foul, but it was a trip and an unintentional one. Nevertheless, the whistle and the foul is going to be called. And Sundiata Gaines picks up number 1 with timeout. Familiar to you. On the other end, however, the 3-point shot is off the back of the iron by Jalen Bland. And just as quickly, Texas will come back this way. Harris had trouble finding the handle out front. Manny Harris finally picks it up. Picked up the dribble, now has to give it out front. And there's 7 seconds to shoot. Hook pass taken away as it was over Cousins on the other end. Sundiata gains, scoops and misses, but there's JT. Jermaine Taylor doing a nice job running the floor and took the rebound and throws it down. And it's a 16-15 Stars lead, but not for long. Because on the other end, you had Manny Harris with a 2-point basket. And Harris continues to pile up the points right now.
Yeah, he's really shooting it well. He makes those open shots. He's 3 for 5.
Now, right on, you don't score 30 points in a game as JT hits a 3 for Salt Lake, but you don't average 30 without being able to shoot. And that's really what separates this league from the NBA, isn't it, Fred, is being able to shoot.
I agree. I think that's a big part of it. These guys,
oh, my.
Great. He's getting it. He's feeling it now.
Harris again with another 3, and it's a 20-18 lead for the Legends. Manny Harris living up to his billing as Sundiata Gaines comes into forecourt. Left side, JT feeling it, he hits another 3. Wow. Jermaine Taylor, the 6'5", 205-pounder out of Central Florida, his 6th season in the D-League. Another 3 straight away that's off the mark, this time by Texas. Well, that was dang. That's not the guy you want shooting. You just feed the ball to Manny Harris right now.
Yeah, I noticed.
Sundiata Gaines gets all the way to the basket. You know, when he came in on Monday, he told me today, he says, I was on 3 hours worth of sleep. I feel a whole bunch better tonight. And so far, he's showing it. And he had a nice game on Monday night. So Texas takes a timeout, 2:33 left in the quarter, 23. But Salt Lake has started off pretty well. If you can contain number 5, Manny Harris, for Texas, you probably can contain the team as a whole. I mean, he's a guy averaging 30, and he's got the ball right now in his hands. And Bland gets picked on the play, but he gets picked up as, there's the shot, but it was number 23, Jeremy Williams, that did a nice job keeping him in front of him. Now you got a loose ball foul. You got a loose ball foul against the Texas Legends, so the Stars will have the basketball. But back to my thought, with the pick, Bland, who was defending Harris, got picked. But listening to the coach from shoot-around, switch off immediately with Jermaine Williams, who was in front of him as he went across the top of the arc. And they kept him in front, and the net result was a foul that was going to be called on the other end. And now going to the line is Jalen Bland, so he will shoot.
Yeah, Salt Lake's done a good job when they've made Harris put the ball on the floor and try to get the basket. He doesn't score, but he gets an open jumper, he's going to knock it down.
Well, Bland, speaking of knocking down, hits the first of the free throws, and the bonus will be in effect for both teams for the final 2:19 of this quarter. And the second one off the back of the iron, but the rebound comes into number 33, Deshante Riley, who's checked into Salt Lake. A three-pointer on the outside, so now a 7-point edge for Salt Lake City. And on the other end, the drive to the basket, the left-handed shot is good by Dang.
Dang looked like he's done that before. That looked good.
So 27-22, we're inside 2 minutes. Squaring up is JT, and Taylor shoots. Well, he was feeling it. That one rimmed out. He's a streaky guy, and he was on the roll there with those three-pointers for a moment.
And that just went in and out. That was a good shot.
Down low on the block, Cousins spins, baseline, and he scores. Deshante Riley was the man who was guarding him, but nice move. I kind of believe that maybe DeMarcus and Jaleel have done that in the backyard over the years a few times, that little move. And on the other end, the drive to the basket, and it's an offensive foul to be called on J.J. O'Brien, the ball bouncing off the rim.
Do you think with DeMarcus's personality and attitude that...
well, that's the question. And by the way, it was Page who committed the foul, not O'Brien. That's a good question. What's the temperament? Because we know DeMarcus Cousins has a great upside when it comes to talent, but he seemed to be his own worst enemy. The question is, what personality, what temperament does his younger brother have?
Yeah, and I imagine he's looking, no, I'm not going to go out there and play with him.
That's true. You know, you want to be too much of a bad guy, and he might not have a playing partner. Yeah. Cousins with a rebound off the miss. He spins inside again, and he almost scores, but he's going to be fouled one more time. by Deshante Riley, who's having a hard time containing him. And one of the real problems, I think, Fred, is he's giving up position. You can't let him get in, and him being Cousins, that deep in the paint. Maybe moving him out just one more step.
Move his feet.
Yeah, they're showing Riley at 240 and Cousins at 255. Only an inch different in them, but it might, that extra 15 pounds may be certainly effective for Cousins as he hits 2 of the free throws, and it's 27-26 Salt Lake City with 1 minute remaining first quarter. JT on the outside on the wing to Riley, and Riley gives him the ball right back on the screen, and now an offensive foul called as Riley was moving on the pick and got called for it.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been moving, but I don't think there was any contact.
Well, that's a good thought. It looked like some contact, but I didn't see a lot of movement, to be honest with you. Nevertheless, apparently enough. And so the turnover, and now deep they go to Cousins, and Riley behind him again. Yeah, it looked like contact on the arm there, and certainly the Texas bench wanted it, but no call on the play. And the miss comes off Salt Lake City's Page, crossing the timeline, and he'll work. And a long shot by number 23, Jeremy Williams, that's off the back of the iron. Quick shot. I know they were going 2 for 1 on the play, and they actually still have 2 for 1, but it'd be nice to make that first one, even if it takes you out of a 2 for 1, because you're going to have a short clock when you come back after this possession. Looks like about 5 seconds difference between shot and game clock. Texas the ball with 5.6 remaining on the baseline. And I think Deshante Riley said, hey, hacked my arm. That's why the ball didn't go anywhere. It went straight up. Official said, nope, it's going the way of the Texas Legends, and they'll trigger inbound. 1 second to shoot because it didn't hit the rim. Nope, didn't get it away, so 4.5 seconds left, and Salt Lake City will still have their last look. Oh, now they've reset it. It's at 4.5. And I thought they were resetting to 5.4, but yep, they're waiting for the timer to do that. Now there they go. It's just got dyslexic timer. It's 4.5 and now it's 5.4. So it gives 9/10 extra for the Salt Lake City Stars, and there's a lot of pressure in backcourt as Texas will guard the ball. It comes into JT. Jermaine Taylor tries to drive all the way to the basket, and it's blocked at the rim. Some contact there, but no call, and so the first quarter will end. Patrick Simon out, the left calf strain. Tyrone Wallace out with that fractured right hand. And Quincy Ford, who played in the last game, is back out again with the left thumb injury, and we are underway. Texas with the ball. They come into forecourt, and back on the court is Kyle Collinsworth, the BYU player, who passes inside to C.J. Williams. The shot is no good, and the possession will be retained underneath the basket by Texas.
Yeah, Texas had an easy shot right there, and another easy shot.
Yeah, bounce pass in, but a whistle, and there'll be contact underneath. The foul's going to go against Salt Lake City. You know, we're looking at the three-point shooting. Stars are hitting 4 of 7. 3 of those came from Jermaine Taylor, who leads the Stars with 11 points. And you got a couple of double-digit guys for the Legends. Cousins is one of the scorers there, the leading scorers. And the other one, of course, is Manny Harris.
Yeah, Cousins has 10, Harris has 8.
Oh, 8, I beg your pardon. I thought he was in double digits, but you're right, looking at the stats, and that's why one reason we got you is Andre Dawkins makes the free throw. One of the reasons we got you, Freddie, is to keep me on the right track, and that is a full-time position. So whatever it is that you negotiated for tonight, double it, okay?
So far I've got a bottle of water.
We'll give you another one second half. Out front, the timeout is called. Salt Lake City with 10 seconds on the shot clock and deal hard undermanned like they are. But that's going to be the case for a while, it looks like. I mean, you heard those injuries. When you've got fractured fingers and things of that nature, it's a while before you get that player back.
That's
and the same thing with ankles. Ball taken away from Marcus Page. On the other end, Collinsworth throws it down with 2 hands, and that brings up the BYU fans in the audience here.
Maybe.
Now backcourt pressure. Marcus Page breaks it. You got numbers on the other end for Salt Lake City, and JT Jermaine Taylor continues to feel it. He's got a 3.
Well, you got to feed that guy. He's going to carry them here for a while. You might as well ride him as long as you can.
And that shot on the other end is no good by Andre Dawkins. The three-point attempt comes off the rebound to Salt Lake City. Page in forecourt. In the corner, JT again. Pulls up for another three. This time looked like somebody got a piece of it. The ball goes out of bounds. And the two officials are looking, and it's going to be Stars basketball.
And that was more of a heat check there for Taylor.
Yeah, I think it was.
He's feeling really good, but not that good. But if they could get him open for some shots, he's the guy to go to right now.
Page between the circles goes to the left side, puts it on the floor, has it stripped away, picked up though underneath by Williams, and Jeremy Williams has a layup underneath. 32-30. The Stars with a 2-point edge. Down low and a little square up right there, and the jump hook is no good by Jameel Warney out of Stony Brook. And the ball comes down quickly. JT hands off to Bland. Bland for three, no air ball. And on the other side, it comes back to the Legends. They'll look to run. Little dish off by Collinsworth. The three-point from the arc is not good, and Collinsworth tries to track down and now does track down the offensive rebound. Three-pointer near corner. That's off the mark by C.J. Williams, and Salt Lake City has the rebound.
That's something Collinsworth will do. He'll find the ball, and then he'll get it to people who are open. He doesn't hang on to it longer than he needs to.
In the lane, Williams, a little dish. Nice drive by Jalen Bland, who watched the slice move there by Williams and got the basketball and got the basket. 34-30 now, Salt Lake with the 4-point edge. Down low on the other end, ball slapped away. There's the rejection by Deshaunte Riley, and they'll go the other way. JT pulls up, got some contact, no call, and one and done because here comes Texas.
It's a couple block Riley's got in there. He's doing a nice job blocking shots.
And now contact underneath as Williams went to the ground going after the offensive rebound. And so looks like Warney will go to the bench with his third personal foul. And Sundiata Gaines back in the basketball game.
Gaines gives him a lot of leadership. He's done a nice job. It almost seems like he can get to the basket anytime he wants. If he doesn't have the layup, he dishes it off to some shooters.
I asked him about the minutes he had the other night because, he had played over in Israel, and I said to him today, did you feel it? And he said, no, what I felt was the 3 hours of sleep. He said, I'm feeling fine physically. And he said, I'm much better now as he goes and then dishes the ball back out again. Got to the baseline, didn't have anything, but Page goes to his left. Now left elbow. The shot by J.J. O'Brien for three is off the mark, and the rebound comes down to the blue-clad Texas Legends. Drive inside, a little scoop. Cousins spin move down the lane. Has it stripped away, but maintained by Texas and now taken by Henry Sims. Salt Lake will run. Now Page will set up. Sims, boy, had a little pick and slip there. They didn't get it to him. Now they find him, or try to, down on the low block. It's knocked out of bounds, and it will be Salt Lake City ball.
Yeah, Page had an opportunity to give the pick and roll there, but I think he made a good choice because it looked like it could have been deflected, even though Sims was open.
The little pick and slip actually worked by Sims, and Sims a lot more aggressive tonight in setting the pick and then slipping. Deep pass to the corner. The three is good by Marcus Page. So Page hits from the outside, and the three-point shooting continues for Salt Lake City. On the other end, the Legends try to get to the basket, but they're one and done because the rebound comes off to Sims, who seems to be asserting himself a little bit more tonight. There's the screen for Gaines from Sims. Gaines still has the ball, pulls up, and that shot is short off the iron. Texas comes the other way. The drive, and the shot is blocked. And Marcus Page is going to be called for the foul. Well, it looked like it was a pretty good block.
It was a little bit of a late call. And they come in here, Texas, the last few times, when they've done well, they've moved the ball. The last couple times, they just guy brings it up, and he's the guy who's going to shoot it.
And their first free throw is off the mark. It's Bryson Fonville out of Catholic University. Landmark Conference 2015 Player of the Year. Missed the first, but gets the second. So the Stars' lead is paired to 6 at 37-31, and now here's the full court pressure again by the Legends, broken by Salt Lake, and now they've got numbers. And wow, the three-way open I-15 as J.J. O'Brien went right to the front of the rim and scores 2.
I don't think anybody expected them to just be able to do that, go coast to coast.
No, Collinsworth comes down and gets into the lane and scores on the other end, and now you've got backcourt pressure. Patrick Miller against Sundiata Gaines, who wisely uses the little screen by Henry Sims. Now he's looking for a screen, and it's just a little slip move by Sims, and the ball goes out of bounds as Sims tried to find O'Brien along the baseline, and it went out. It'll be Texas possession. So they'll get Manny Harris back. And going out will be Bryson Fonville. So they trade 8 points a game for 30 points a game. The 22 net game per game, and you can see that Harris again is going to exert himself. Getting the ball is Patrick Miller. And good defense being played right now by Salt Lake City. And even with the good defense, Miller goes to the basket, and he and Gaines get tangled up for a moment. Gaines gives him one of those chest shoves that a veteran will do on occasion, and got away with it. As Sims yo-yos and then gives out front to J.J. O'Brien. O'Brien left side, Page inside to Sims, little spin move, jump hook. No, he can't make it go down. Good ball movement on the play.
Good movement, great move.
Just not a good
Just
finish. On the other end, Texas with Collinsworth. And Collinsworth goes to that left hand and tips his own miss, and it comes off to Marcus Page. Salt Lake City looks to run, but Texas gets back well. Sims on the baseline. Well, they did all right until Sims got behind the defense. He scores, and he's got an opportunity for one. So Henry Sims coming down, catching the ball on the baseline, reversing underneath the rim and using the rim for protection, and now an opportunity to extend the lead.
Made a really great catch there, and then in traffic went up and finished. Gets an opportunity for a three-point play.
Knew where he was on the floor, and that's a veteran situation, isn't it, Fred? Because a lot of guys will make nice catches, but they don't know where they are, and they'll get jammed underneath as he completes the three-point play.
Yeah, that was a nice play. And Page, you did a good job seeing him and seeing the opportunity to get him the ball.
This Salt Lake team looks a lot more cohesive tonight than they did on Monday, and that would be to be expected. They got Joel Bollenboy assigned on Monday, so he was new to the lineup, and then so was Sundiata Gaines. Tonight, Bollenboy back up with the Utah Jazz, who are playing Denver at this hour. As on the drive, we've got a foul called underneath.
You think Bollenboy'd rather be here or there?
I think he'd rather be up. I mean, the minutes were good for him here, and he certainly made an impact. But I think he would rather be up with the big team. You know, but sitting the bench there versus minutes here, I think he'd still rather be up there. I know if they're on the road, he'd rather be up there because the per diem is actually he gets it either way. He's on an NBA contract, so it doesn't matter. But it's a lot better. As the foul was called on O'Brien, the first free throw was good at the line. As checking out right now is Cousins.
Yeah, I understand they're doing okay with per diem these days.
It's not bad.
A little more than $19.50.
Is that what you got?
My first 2 years, I think.
$19.50 a day.
It may have been 30.
Trust me, it's a little bit better than that.
I just know Stockton kept every penny of it.
Well, yeah, look where he is now, right? He's got his own gym. I mean, move inside after the two missed free throws. The two missed free throws. Yeah, that was Henry Sims. On the other end, the two free throws by Dang Dang would not go down, and it's 44-36 now after the basket.
Yeah. I think Sims is recognizing he's got some size in there and can take advantage.
Yeah, he went to the basket right there, and he scored it, and that's a tough ask for Marcus Page to go against Sims, who's not only got him in height, but he's also very athletic. He's 6'5", and Marcus Page is 6 foot. Sims down low, and I believe I said Sims. There's the three from the corner, and it was Manny Harris that is 6'5", and Marcus Page at 6 feet. But the three-pointer and the three-point shooting continues. This is a team that had all kinds of problems shooting, as you've got the high bank shot off the drive right there for Dang Dang, and it scores. But Salt Lake City had all kinds of shooting problems the other night. They were getting good looks at the basket. They just couldn't get them to go down. And tonight, speaking of going down, as Sundiata Gaines goes down on his face and he's fouled, but the three-point shooting tonight is working for the Salt Lake City Stars.
Yeah, they're at 54%, which is obviously great, but I think what's creating that.
Take it. Back underway here, start of the last 4.5 minutes basically, and a three-pointer scored by Marcus Page for Salt Lake City. So they've got 50 with 4.5 remaining and a 10-point advantage. Down to just 7. Gaines works on the far side against Patrick Miller. Gets the screen from Sims. Cross-court skip pass, and now down on the low block near side is O'Brien, who backs in. They don't double him, and he goes against Harris, uses glass, and he scores. So J.J. O'Brien didn't draw double coverage, and I'll tell you, he's pretty good at playing with that back to the basket. He backed Harris right down and scored over it.
Yeah, I don't think Harris can match him up in the post.
Now tipped away by O'Brien, but it's retrieved by Texas. And Legends on the outside. Spin move by Patrick Miller, and he travels with the basketball. But Miller has taken on some scoring duties as well. I think they've talked at it over on that bench, and Bob McKinnon for Texas has said, hey, fellas, they're trying to shut down Manny. We got to have somebody else, and Patrick Miller has been that somebody else who's tried to pick up some of the scoring load.
Been a little more aggressive getting to the basket.
Down the middle, Sundiata Gaines, and he's going to be fouled as he goes to the free throw line. So ball was quickly inbounded. Marcus Page finds Gaines. Gaines goes right down the middle. A step over defense, was a little bit late in getting there.
Yeah, Texas is just playing a little bit sloppy right now. They're offensively, they're watching one guy go after it, and then defensively, they're defending the inbounds pass deep, but once it gets in, they turn and look.
So Sundiata Gaines. Nickname is Yada. That works.
That seems like that.
I mean, don't ask me why. Because Sundiata took too long to say.
Yeah, I'd give him a nickname real quick, for sure.
Yeah, could be Sunny, it could be Yada. It's Yada.
But it's going to be something.
Yeah, I don't think Sunny is what he wanted. He hits one of two. And hit the 10-point lead at 53-43. 3:38 remaining, first half. Ball on the floor, shot is up, no. As Harris' shot is short, and here comes the Salt Lake City Stars. JT, no. The tip by Sims, no. The ball kind of hung on the rim for a moment, and by the time it came off, it was below the rim, and Sims had just mistimed the jump, and so it will be Texas basketball.
Yeah, Sims still doing a great job, though, with his energy.
Well, he ran the floor.
Basket.
Your big runs the floor like that, you got to be pleased, even if they weren't able to convert. The three-pointer off the mark again, and one and done for Texas. O'Brien brings it into forecourt, goes to the left hand. It double punch in the lane.
Sims there again.
Oh, we're going to get a loose ball foul. So Henry Sims, who fought well for position, apparently fought too well, and he'll pick up the personal foul, the fourth team foul. Neither team in a bonus situation yet. And the other side, Collinsworth. Crossover dribble, shoots the shot, and it's off the mark, but there's the rebound, and again, it's Manny Harris that pulls it back out. Shot clock was reset to 14. Now he kicks it out. A little hesitation on the three by Patrick Miller. Drove for the basket. We talked about Collinsworth with that crossover dribble. He was, Provo High School product before BYU and Utah basketball. Mr. Basketball for Utah.
Take it.
2:46 remaining first half. Welcome back, everybody. Steve Brown, Fred Roberts here in Salt Lake City. Fred, a 10-point margin now for the Stars.
Yeah, a lot of that can be attributed to the three-point shooting for the Stars. They're 8 of 13, 64%, or 61%, which, as you said, is 90% from the two-point line.
Yeah, that'll win you a lot of games when you're shooting 90% as the ball out of bounds. J.J. O'Brien was backing in, but it was knocked away by Texas. It will be Salt Lake City ball with 9 on the shot clock. Yeah, you got to figure 1.5 times because you get 1.5 times the points with 3. Sundiata Gaines and rims out on the three-point attempt from the corner. Texas with a rebound. The pull-up shot and good defense played by Marcus Page. And so Manny Harris had to bring it down and pass it off. It was a poor pass. Goes out of bounds on the turnover to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, Harris is trying to get it going with the dribble. I just haven't seen it be effective with the dribble. When he spots it up and shoots it, he's great. But he hasn't got the dribble going.
Catch and shoot for three at left elbow, and Marcus Page has another three, and another three-pointer made by the Salt Lake City Stars, so it ups their lead to 13. 2 minutes remaining, first half, ball knocked away. Salt Lake has it, Sundiata Gaines gathers, and he'll bring it down forecourt left side, and almost stolen away from him by Harris, but Gaines draws, kicks, Page from the other side for three, no, but there's Sims on the offensive board, and Henry Sims puts it back in. So out hustling the Stars right now, out hustling the Legends.
Out hustling, the three-point shots they're getting are good open shots, and that leaves the inside open for Sims to go in there and work the rebound.
Three-point shot is short on the other end, and the quick break as JT is fouled as he's going to the basket. So Dang Dang's shot was short. And then he fouled as he was the only player back because he was the man out front on the three, so trying to shut off the break. But Jermaine Taylor will go to the line for the Salt Lake City Stars. And Jermaine, boy, he had that streak there where he hit three threes in a row. He's had a nice first half as well.
Been really strong and good. Dallas is the team right now. They're the team's looking tired and sluggish. They're having a tough time getting back.
They did lose at the buzzer last night against the Reno Bighorns. I mean, I'm talking literally the buzzer went off, and then it went through the basket. So, yeah, they lost in heartbreaking fashion as that free throw misses as well. So 59-43.
So back-to-back games are tough anyway, and then if you lose a tough game like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cousins has his pocket picked, and then a foul is called. So running around off the bounce pass to pick it was Jermaine Taylor, and he's fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line with 1:12 remaining first half.
Yeah, they're doing a great job helping. Guys jump the pick or the double up guys, and the rotation's great on defense. Getting their hands on balls, getting deflections.
You're seeing, I think, just a much more up-tempo from this team than we saw on Monday night as Taylor hits the first of the free throws. I mean, it's a rejuvenated Henry Sims. Taylor's having a nice outing as well. Marcus Page is hitting some shots. So is J.J. O'Brien. And you've got Sundiata Gaines running the point now, so that frees up Page to play the two. It's a small ball situation or a multiple small guard situation, but it seems to be effective as the free throw rattles out. The one of two was made, and it's 60-43. Floater in the lane, and it will count for Patrick Miller on the Dallas end. So inside a minute, as Yata brings the ball into forecourt, working against Collinsworth. There's a screen way out high by Sims. And now another one, and Gaines pulls up for the three. Yata, he got it.
I think he had that in his head from the get-go. He took that from the very beginning and knew he was going to shoot that three-pointer.
Yeah, I think he was too. He saw the relatively short clock and figured, hey, if I can get a screen, it certainly will pay off because there's 42 seconds remaining and 18 seconds on the shot clock. Miller drives, pump fakes, and draws the foul from Sims. I'm not sure that's what he originally wanted to do. I think he just wanted to shoot it, but Sims timed the jump pretty well, and then he went up again and caught Sims coming down. Now, I know Newton's theory, right? You're supposed to fall at the same pace no matter how big you are or how heavy it is, but I swear that it took a while longer for Sims to come down on that play.
And he's a big guy. When he came down,
he came down
pretty hard.
So Patrick Miller converts the first of two free throws with 38.2 left. Here in the first half, a 17-point lead for the Salt Lake City Stars, a position unfamiliar to them this year, and now it's a 16-point lead. And pressure in backcourt again. Sundiata Gaines and Patrick Miller working on him. Now, I got to tell you, experience factor, Gaines, I'll give it to. And he comes into forecourt. Now he's got to look at the basket and tried to drop the ball for O'Brien with a little bounce pass who was flashing from the wing. But the ball got kicked out of bounds by Dallas. So Gaines got around the first defender and then got to the baseline and saw he didn't have anywhere to go. Wisely tried to dump it off, and it will still be Stars basketball with 17, but a quick shoot. And that shot off the mark. They will try to go 2 for 1 again, and J.J. O'Brien's shot rebounded by Texas. So about a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. And yo-yoing out front's Collinsworth. And JT out there to meet him. Now there's a screen thrown out front. Collinsworth keeps the ball. Now he dishes. Three-point look from the near side. Short off the rim. C.J. Williams on the other end. O'Brien goes against Williams and tried to use the glass, but didn't have the angle, and they weren't able to convert. Now we are set to go, just about underway. And again, nice first half by Salt Lake City. The question is, can they hang on? It's Dallas with the basketball, and they'll be moving, as you can see, left to right on your screen and also across your radio dial. They are in blue. Collinsworth, the BYU man, with the little bounce pass that results in a turnover. And down the middle comes J.J. O'Brien. Kick out, movement around the three-point line. Yada, yada, yada. He's there again. 3 more points for Sunday Yada Games.
Again, great ball movement defensively, getting your hands on making the deflection.
And down inside, there's the little turnaround attempted by Manny Harris. And that shot is off the mark, but they got the offensive rebound. And that's Collinsworth with the hustle play. And they get a new shot clock. Inside the drive, Collinsworth hangs, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. As you can see, we talked about it at halftime. Bob McKinnon, I think, has told his team, penetration, get in there, get to the basket. If we don't, we'll get to the line. And Collinsworth is going to the free throw line right now.
Yeah, Collinsworth does a nice job creating opportunities for himself getting to the free throw line.
Oh, wow. That one just barely ticked the front of the rim before it dropped short.
Well, BYU guy, that's not bad.
It's the elevation. it's got to be the altitude. He's used to living in Texas. This one hits the front, but it crawls over the rim, so it'll count. So 66-48, still Salt Lake City. Pressure in backcourt gains, and he is pressured by Patrick Miller. That's a pretty good battle right there, by the way, although I'll give it to Gaines with the much more experience.
But they are competing, aren't they? You can see that there's some energy between those two guys trying to show up the other guy. C.J.
Williams fouls J.J. O'Brien as Gaines hit him with a bounce pass out top between the circles, and now O'Brien will trigger in from near midcourt on the far side. Looks and now gives to Gaines. So Gaines with Patrick Miller backing off a little between the circles, and there's a high post screen from Sims. Rolls inside, but Gaines again for 3. Oh my, is he feeling it?
He is feeling it. He's very, very comfortable out there.
Sunday out of Gaines.
And I think he's making his teammates feel comfortable.
Yeah, when your point guard starts hitting some threes out there, and here comes the outlet to Gaines. He'll run to the basket. Reverse layup slapped away by Collinsworth, who did a great job getting back quickly, and now Texas would like to run the other way, but good job of getting back by Salt Lake City. And to the basket and being fouled is Manny Harris. So Harris would go in with the left hand down the center of the lane and was fouled at the rim. So he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, we talked about it, Steve, but what's keeping this Texas team in the game, if you can say they're in the game, are free throws.
Yeah, it would really be a mess if they had not gone to the line so frequently and shot so well. And that first shot is off the back of the iron, so of course I talk about shooting well, and they have not here so far in the third quarter. They missed a couple of opportunities.
Yeah, you can see that Harris is struggling a bit. He just can't find his rhythm with the driving to the basket.
And again, it's back-to-back, a reminder for Texas. And he hits the second free throw.
Be interested to know, I should know, but I don't know what he scored last night or what kind of minutes he played.
Well, I'm looking, I don't have a box right in front of me from last night, but we'll do some checking on that for you. But a 20-point lead now for the Stars. And Gaines just taking more and more control. Now, that was a bad pass across the top of the key, and it was stolen by Collinsworth, but the miss on the other end, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Salt Lake City ball. But Collinsworth stole the ball and went down the other end, and then Texas missing the easy opportunity.
What appeared to be an easy layup, and maybe they're not ever easy, but it seems like they've missed a bunch of those tonight.
O'Brien, near wing, draws a double team, so he'll go back cross court, top of the key. It's Williams, and Williams is fouled out front. And it's going to be Kyle Collinsworth.
Just trying to get his hands in there to create some a deflection.
And picks up his second personal foul. So triggering in will be O'Brien, and he comes into Gaines. Low block. O'Brien back to the basket. Yo-yos into the lane, spins to the right hand, and scores. So J.J. O'Brien just took his defender in and said, hey, you can't stop me. And on that play, he was right.
He was, and he looked like that's exactly what he felt like. He felt like, I'm taking you down. You're going to have to double me if you're going to stop me.
Three-pointer not in rhythm by Manny Harris, and it's off the mark. Not even close. Gaines, far side, looks inside, now goes back out, and a body hits the floor, and it's Henry Sims. And a foul will be called on Dallas.
I'm not sure if he really hit him that hard or he just got tripped up because he sure went flying. But
yeah, he really did.
It didn't seem like he had enough size to push Sims down.
So still not a shooting foul, a third team foul. And Gaines to Williams at the three-point line, goes right down the middle, wanted to dunk it, but he's going to get an opportunity at the line, but he went up to dunk that thing about halfway between the free throw line and the basket. So it was short, but how about the hops that were displayed there by Jeremy Williams? This is a guy, by the way, who he led his high school team to a state championship 39-0, Freddie. I mean, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
But he's got a nice touch because he plays the piano, so he's got those nice soft hands.
Well, maybe that's what he's going to be doing tonight after the game.
Well, right now he's staking his team to a pretty good lead at 72-49.
Yeah, he did show some great athleticism there. I don't think anyone in the arena felt like he could go up and dunk that.
Well, he couldn't, but he got an opportunity at the line as the ball goes out of bounds on the other end. It will be Texas basketball underneath. So Collinsworth will go to the other side of the standard to trigger in. And still looking, and finally gets it in. It got tipped a little bit, but Patrick Miller had the ball and the basket on the other end. So 72-51. And the Stars in forecourt with Gaines, Yo-Yo's left hand, near side. The contact underneath, a whistle is going to stop play. He scored 15 points and 8 boards.
That's a great debut.
He said, I'll tell you what, I was just like on cloud nine because I got to face off against Kobe Bryant. He also got to score 15 points on him.
That's great. Good for him.
So Henry Sims goes down the lane, puts it high off the glass, too high, and coming the other way, the Legends. And Miller has it blocked. Sundiata Gaines blocked it out of bounds. The little double clutch there by Patrick Miller, and Gaines at 6'1" said, it's not happening, or 6 feet, not happening.
Yeah, not only did he block it, he gave him a good stare. It looks like he must have maybe caught him across the nose.
Yeah, he may have got him across, and he gives him a little pat and says, hey, I didn't mean to get you there. That's been a pretty good battle between those two.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch those two go against each other. They both compete real well, real hard.
Ball comes in, Collinsworth. And then a little jump hook that is no good on the play by Jameel Warney, and the rebound comes off to Salt Lake. Page across the timeline on the far side. Page still has the ball, now goes to the basket, and underneath, kicks back out, Gaines three, yes, he got it again! Sundiata Gaines, I think is that 3 or 4 for him? I believe it's 4 now on the night. So Yada with the 3. And the lead has ballooned to 24 points. Warney on the baseline. Nope. And the ball stolen by Page, and then Page is fouled.
Well, it shows 2 for 3, but we know he's hit 3 this half.
Yeah, I'm sure that may be just this quarter that they're reporting there. So let me get a look at the halftime numbers for Sundiata Gaines and see. Perhaps I've got the wrong numbers, but I thought, well, he was only 1 of 2 is what they've got him for in the first half. I really thought he had more than that, but nevertheless, he's got his shooting touch tonight.
And he does, so he has to have 3 of 4 right now.
Okay, 3 of 4, so 75-51, and at the line is number 4, Marcus Page, who hits the first of the 2 free throw attempts. And Cousins will come in. So Cousins is into the lineup now for Texas, and they'll try and get a little bit of height to combat that front line, which really Henry Sims has been the guy who has been getting the work done underneath, and now Sims is heading towards the Stars bench.
He might be just like I
think
did, went to get a hot dog.
It's actually an official's timeout, according to Tony Parks, who is our PA announcer. Yes, the Tony Parks. And he's going to have to get some attention there, is Henry Sims. And so we've got DeShante Riley coming in to replace him. So he takes his position at the free throw line. And Marcus Page with his second free throw attempt here.
Yeah. Sims doesn't look like he's hurt, just looks like they're trying to get some blood off his uniform. But it doesn't look serious at all.
No, and I think that was the case with Williams as well, because neither one of them looked injured as they went over there. But then you kind of get, it's like kind of like a boxer. You get that second wind, and right. You know, things will be all right. And if they're not real serious injuries, you're okay. As we're back playing basketball again, Texas with the ball. That's Manny Harris, and Harris come to the near side, and that's Dawkins. And a little exchange there with Patrick Miller. 10 on the shot clock. Miller goes to the lane, leans back, but O'Brien was too big for him. The shot comes up short, and O'Brien had the the defensive rebound, and now into the offensive end. Sunday out of Gaines. And a cross-court pass by Gaines is knocked away. It's out of bounds, but it'll be still Stars basketball, and 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Looks like Harris kind of baited Gaines into making that pass. He's hit back and saw the pass, tried to make the steal.
So set to trigger in is JT, Jermaine Taylor, and he comes to Gaines between the circles. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gaines picks up his dribble, passes to O'Brien, who chases down an errant pass, and O'Brien goes right to the basket, but he just came up through the net. Got too far under.
Whoa, new player. Sixth-man award.
Well, we had about a 3-year-old on the floor, and she took a little shot there at the scorer's table.
So she wanted in this game. I don't know why she'd want to do that.
How she got away from Dad, who grabs her by an arm like it was her fault, and takes her back into the stands. And I got news for you. Watch him. He'll go all the way up. He's not. Yeah. He went quite a ways up. He's not coming down low, okay? He's going someplace where.
Well, she went a long way.
She certainly did. Well, she's safe back in his arms. Well, I think she's safe, but she's in his arms either way. Crossover dribble, and the scoop shot is no good by Manny Harris underneath. A lot of pressure, and there is a contact underneath. I think DeShante Riley is going to foul Cousins. And
looked like the last two drives to the basket on both ends. The players have made the shot tougher than it needed to be.
We have a technical foul.
Oh.
And yeah, we also have a technical foul and a personal foul.
Wouldn't be Cousins, would it?
Well, Riley is going to get called with the foul. No, it wasn't Cousins. It was Manny Harris with the technical. So the technical was shot on the other end, and that was Marcus Page making that. And now Cousins will go to the free throw line on the personal foul that was called on DeShante Riley. So it's 78-51. So things maybe get a little chippy out there. I mean, Harris has got to be a little bit frustrated. And the shot goes up by Cousins, the first free throw, and it's good. So what do we have with Harris, Manny Harris? What's his line right now, Freddie?
2 of 10.
Wow.
He is struggling.
That's frustration at total points.
Total points.
We have 10 for him. No, he's
still at 8.
8 points.
He had 8, seems like, in the first 6 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Cousins made the free throw, and then Patrick Miller committed the foul in forecourt. And so Gaines will go to the free throw line. And, you know, Gaines told me before the game, he said, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable tonight because of that rest factor. And so, well, so far he's showing it. 5 of 7 from the field.
He looks very comfortable. He looks like he's going to take over this team and keep them organized.
And that's one of the reasons he was brought in, because of that veteran leadership.
And he's done a good job with that. Very, very confident player.
He makes the 2 free throws for an 80-53 lead with 6:42 left in the third. Legends in forecourt. Down underneath, nice pass to Cousins. I mean, just straight away from Collinsworth from the top of the 3-point arc. Actually, way beyond.
Way beyond.
Right
yeah,
down
exactly.
underneath on the baseline, and Cousins is fouled.
Yeah, I was surprised that ball was able to get there.
I'm surprised they're not giving him shots. No free throws. I mean, that looked to me like he tried to go up with it, but maybe not. Ball's triggered in, however, by Harris, and down the line is Miller, who tried to go down the center of the lane, and Marcus Page stepped over just enough. He missed the shot and the other way. Salt Lake City comes, but the errant three by Jermaine Taylor, who may have cooled off a little bit, had to have cooled off from that first half. I mean, he was on fire from three. The pull-up two-point jump shot is good by Andre Dawkins, and he will go to the free throw line for an opportunity for the three-point players. DeShante Riley picks up another foul on the play, and it is the 15th foul, as that ball will not go down on the free throw for Andre Dawkins, who played in the Summer League for Dallas this year, won an NCAA title as a freshman at Duke. I'll tell you what, you know, aren't you spoiled at that point? Your freshman season, you win an NCAA championship. As Henry Sims goes behind his back, misses the shot, but Riley gets the rebound, and now Sunday out of games, his three is off the front of the iron, but he's going to get another look. And it's off the front of the iron as well, so maybe the legs are starting to feel it a little. Jermaine Taylor got the rebounds and kicked it right back to him. And contact at the rim as Dallas tried to get the early basket on the other end.
Getting a little sluggish out there right now. Both teams are tired.
Yeah, and
take it.
5:41 remaining third quarter. As we welcome you back to Salt Lake City. The Stars with an 80-55 lead. And trying to cut into that right now will be Andre Dawkins, the 6'4" player from Duke. The Dookie who won the title as a freshman. Got a call up last year to the Miami Heat and was in the Dallas Summer League this summer, but just has not stuck yet. But yeah, we were just talking in the break. I tell you what, a freshman and you win the national championship, it's like downhill from there. Now Dawkins converts both free throws.
Yeah, it'd be. I'll never forget Adrian Dantley. He said that he played so many years in the league, and you know, he just wanted to get a ring, and then he had a chance with Detroit, and they traded him.
Yeah, that's right. Underneath, Sims' shot is partially blocked. Still at it with the offensive glass. O'Brien's shot rejected, and coming the other way, the Legends. Collinsworth veers to the left, uses a screen from Cousins. Cousins rolled inside to the paint. Couldn't catch the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds to Salt Lake. I'll tell you what, there was a nice little pick and roll, however. And, you know, as Frank Layden would say, the operation was a success, but the patient died. Because, I mean, he was right there, just couldn't catch the ball.
And they've had a lot of those tonight. It seems like Collinsworth's made some nice passes. They've made some good cuts. Just haven't been able to finish.
Ball stolen, nearly stolen at least, but picked up by JT. And now another three from Gaines, far side. No, and that's three he's had from three-point line recently that have come up just a little bit short. So maybe the legs are feeling the two games and the lack of, I don't know, maybe the lack of sleep from Monday, although he said, I'm doing just fine now.
Yeah. They made three in a row and missed three in a row.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know, the basketball gods have a way of evening things out, although Salt Lake City still shooting well from three-point range tonight. And that served them very well as Jermaine Taylor, who had it going early, goes to the line and clanks one off the back of the iron.
Yeah, the three-point has been there. That's what's got it done for them tonight. It got them this lead, and now they can just, if they don't throw it away with the three-pointer, they're going to be fine. They'll be able to finish this out.
And that shot is good. So, wow, I'll tell you what, this is just an old-fashioned whooping right now going on. Underneath, though, Cousins comes right back, and 81-59. I mean, they're not out of this game, but something dramatic has got to happen right now for Texas.
Yeah, and it's hard to see that happening, but crazy things have happened.
Yeah, they have. I mean, we talked about it. You were part of a huge comeback with the Utah Jazz that shouldn't have happened, except that superior talent won out.
That's
right.
That's right.
Yes, it did. You were underestimated. Inside, Sims spins, and does he call with the travel? Yes, he was. He was on the baseline, didn't really have any place to go. Looked to go one way and then went the other, and did it by changing his pivot foot, and they call the turnover.
It's amazing how open that gets you.
That's true. That's very true. On the other end, bounce pass knocked away, but maintained by Texas. And underneath, and the double clutch is good. And that's Manny Harrison. That's the first we've heard from him in a while.
Really, since first 6 minutes, he's
Stars have done a really nice job of doing it exactly. Oh my gosh, Henry Sims. Yeah, boy, that was a late whistle, but it was there. Henry Sims just put a nice hockey check onto the defender, and who wound up on his back, and I think it may have been Dawkins. But it took a while for the official. I think she looked at it and thought, did I really just see that? And she decided she did, and she did. And that was the foul called on Sims, and it was Dawkins who took the seat. So a 20-point lead right now for the Salt Lake City Stars. Drive on the baseline and the next opportunity for an and one for Manny Harris. So came across into the lane from the left side, parallel to the baseline, put the shot up, was fouled, and he'll go to the line to try and convert three the old-fashioned way.
A guy like this can get himself going with a couple layups.
It's possible.
It really is.
I mean,
if Salt Lake, if they're not careful with the ball and continue playing the way they played.
Well, Fred, you know the goal. I mean, right now it's a 17-point lead. You try and get it with 3:40 remaining third. Try and get it down to single digits, 9 points at the end of the third, and now you're in the game again. It's an emotional thing, and it's as the ball knocked away, and JT looks inside, and Henry Sims, nobody's getting in front of that. So broken play, ball was knocked away. Picked up by Jermaine Taylor, saw the passing lane, down low, Henry Sims, nobody's going to get in front of him. He threw it down with authority.
And it seems like Salt Lake has picked up all those loose balls like that.
Collinsworth will spin in, tries to square up. Well, that's not a shot that he really wanted. He off balance forced that shot, comes up an air ball, and on the other end, Gaines goes all the way to the basket. The high floater won't go down, and Collinsworth has the rebound, and Texas looks to run. They've got a three-point look from the corner that rims out, and the rebound is pulled down by J.J. O'Brien. Well, it was a good look at the basket right there for Manny Harris, the three, but he's not able to convert. And now you got contact out high with Collinsworth and Sims.
Wow.
Fifth foul on Kyle Collinsworth.
Interesting call when the ref.
Take it.
Now Henry Sims at the free throw line as we rejoin you here from Salt Lake City, 83-64 Stars. By the way, now's your chance to get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Stars game. All you've got to do is open a new MyStyle checking account at Mountain America Credit Union, and they'll throw in a pair of Stars tickets for you. Apply for your MyStyle checking account at any Mountain America branch right now. So Henry Sims with a miss right there, and it's still a 20-point game, though, at 84-64. 2:35 remaining. Third is the three-pointer is off the mark.
That's the problem with something when you're trying to get back in the game. Sometimes you try to do too much, and that 3 feet before beyond the arc, that's not a great shot to take right there.
No, it really isn't, as Marcus Page holds out front now. High post to Sims, back to Page near side. He'll pull up for three. Southpaw can't convert, and the rebound comes off to Patrick Miller. I beg your pardon, it's now Manny Harris with the ball. So he gave it up, and now on the other end, you got Bryson Fonville who's come into the game. Dang had a look at three and decided not to take it. Now he's got to take a contested long two, but the rebound is off, and the basket is good by Manny Harris, who was in the lane to scoop up the loose ball.
Looks like Harris is trying to get something going here. He's trying to get his game.
Now, he's a competitor. He appeared in 89 games in the NBA. Comes in tonight averaging 30 points a game, as the pass to JT was too tall for him to handle, and it'll be a turnover by Salt Lake.
And if you're averaging 30, that's a great average. You want to hang on to that as long as so he's going to try and get his points, I would think.
I'm not sure he's going to get 30 tonight. He's going to really have to catch fire in the fourth quarter.
He's got to get hot. He'll get his shots up.
Little kick out by Harris. 10 to shoot. And putting the ball on the floor was Dang, and fouled as he went to the basket with the hook shot that came off the mark, and it was a late foul on the rebound. J.J. O'Brien is going to be tagged with his personal foul number 2. And at the line to shoot a pair. And it's going to be C.J. Williams. I thought it was Dang, but it is C.J. Williams, averaging 14.7 points a game. Played in Cyprus and in France, and comes out of North Carolina State and has the first of the 2 free throw attempts. 6'5", 225. Nice body on him. And he gets the second one as well, as it just kind of crawls in over the rim. So 1:13 remaining in backcourt pressure now. And the ball goes under the table. And O'Brien will pick it up. Into Marcus Page, who comes into forecourt. Bryson Fonville would pick him up. And now Page picks up his dribble, gives to Sims. Cross-court flashing to the basket on the baseline was JT, Jermaine Taylor. He got the ball, got a shot up, and was fouled. So he'll go to the line to shoot a pair as well.
Really good look by Sims there. Turned and they saw the guy flash in the basket, didn't hesitate, just got in the ball.
You know, they've run that play where break from the deep corner to parallel the end line, you know, the baseline there. And they've run it effectively a couple of times tonight, whether they've got a basket out of it or they've got a free throw. And tonight they got the free throw on that play, but the first one is no good.
The weak side defense for Texas has just been losing their man. Turn their head and they make their cuts, and they've been able to make good passes, hitting the guy cutting.
1 of 2 by Jermaine Taylor. So the free throw percentage has gone down a little bit. It was outstanding in the first half, over 80%. And the long three is good on that play by Texas. C.J. Williams buries it straight away. Inside a minute, 50 seconds left here, third quarter. And Page working against Fonville out front between the circles. Fonville, boy, I tell you, he's got his feet going. He's got good defensive position. 10 seconds to shoot now, but Sims loses his defender, shoots a straightaway three, and he's got it.
Great shot for the big guy.
Yeah, and he's got that kind of range.
Got a really nice touch for a big guy.
Little spin move and the basket by Manny Harris.
I guess for anybody be happy with the touch that he has.
You don't often see it, though, with a guy the size of Henry Sims, 6'10". He's got that big body, comes out of Georgetown, former Hoya. And his fifth season in the D-League, rather. And another guy who can, you know, hopefully provide some good leadership. The ball thrown away by stolen by Marcus Page after it's thrown away by O'Brien. And Jermaine Taylor all alone for the dunk. And that's the end of the third quarter. So what happened on the play was Salt Lake went down. They had the ball taken in the fourth quarter here. 12 minutes remaining in this game, and it looks like the Salt Lake City Stars are on the way to their first win of the season after going 0-5. Now, Fred, they've played 5 games and only 3 played for Texas. Texas 1-2.
I think that can make a difference. You know, even though there's been a lot of movement with the Salt Lake team, the long shot there.
Yeah, Jalen Bland's long shot, offensive rebound. Marcus Page with a 3, and Henry Sims trying to hold off one of the legends on his shoulder, and he's still fouled. So Henry Sims draws the foul, and Henry Sims with a double-double. He's got 10 rebounds and 11 points, and so Henry Sims, you talked about what a nice game he's having. He really looks motivated tonight out there.
He really is. He's played with great intensity. He's given the team some energy. A lot of those shots are getting outside is because he's worked so hard inside.
And we've got a situation where is that warning that's fouled out?
That snuck up on us.
And Cousins will come in. Jaleel Cousins will come in now. So they got the size back for Texas. In the corner, Marcus Page. Page puts the ball on the floor, 7 to shoot it. Williams, straightaway 3 off the front of the iron. Sims fighting for a rebound, is going to be fouled from behind. So Henry Sims using that big body well. And it's Jaleel Cousins picks up his 5th personal foul. So some problems on that Texas bench right now with fouls. And we're going to see Cousins get a quick rest. Got to keep him active for the fourth quarter. And so, yes, he's coming out right now, and Dang Dang will replace him. O'Brien puts it on the floor near side. 10 seconds to shoot. That was Bland who gives it up. And Jermaine Taylor trying to dribble through traffic, and he lost that ball. And on the other end, it's Texas with the break, and Patrick Miller will finish it off. So Salt Lake, 2 problems there. 1, the dribble into traffic, and 2, nobody got back to shut down the early offense, the break. Now it's only a 15-point lead. I say only because it was over 20 a few moments ago. Bland comes back, however, and hits the 3. Jalen Bland, who began his career at Murray State, wound up UC Riverside, And well, he took that Murray State team to a 31-2 record and second in the second round of the NCAA. So he had a pretty nice career. And Sundiata Gaines will be set to check in at the scorer's table for Salt Lake. And Bland, is it Bland? No, it's going to be Marcus Page that will sit down for Coach Dean Cooper. So Coop working with his rotation tonight, and it's been effective. They have scored 93 points, and we're just underway here in the fourth quarter. There's a foul underneath. I think it's going to be Jeremy Williams.
Yeah, they're going to have to continue to jump Harris because he's going to try and get his 30. And that's really their only chance of getting back in this game is if Harris gets his 30 points.
Yeah, he has 17 and goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Yeah, and that one rims out. That basket on the west side, let me tell you, that rim out right there on Monday night, it cost the Stars probably 10 points. And now you're seeing it. I'd check that for level if it were me, because there's something about that basket.
Get George Gervin to take a look at it.
I guess maybe it didn't seem to bother Harris on that shot. So
you can adjust.
I'm trying to give him a reason here, folks. If both teams miss on it, but
and they have been the rim out type misses.
Yeah, they have. Well, there's a foul called as Bryson Fonville fouls Sundiata Gaines. I tell you what, the staff here and the facilities folks at Salt Lake Community College, this place is great. The floor looks terrific, the new floor that the Jazz have put in, and the new video scoreboard. And we got a foul called on the inbounds play, and an offensive foul. Henry Sims. No, Sundiata Gaines. I thought it was Sims because he was kind of pleading his case like I didn't do anything. The official concurred apparently, but Gaines apparently did. So it goes to Texas. And losing the ball was Manny Harris. Got a little bit too greedy over there and came down the lane and had his pocket picked. And now Sundiata Gaines works out front. Sims puts it on the floor, goes to the middle of the key. It's knocked away in the middle of the paint, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
There have been some whistles. I think that's a good call, but it sure comes in late. It's almost the other team started their fast break, and that's when the whistle blows.
What was the difference between the players at this level and the NBA level? Shooting? Well, the other side of things is that we got developing officials, and it's probably speed of the call. It takes a little while longer, as the first free throw is good by Henry Sims. I mean, it's the development ground for both the officials and for the players.
Which is great. It's such a great program. It gives everybody an opportunity. Well, and the organization itself, I mean, it just gives everybody an opportunity to have a chance to move up in the league.
Sims, 2 free throws, extends the lead to 19, and now Sims takes the ball away and gives it ahead, and the conversion is good by Jermaine Taylor. So the quick offense, that ball looked like it might have come off the toe of Sims on the steal, but there was no whistle, and Jermaine Taylor finishes it off for Salt Lake. Little double pump is no good by Manny Harris, and the rebound is pulled down by Jermaine Williams.
Rim out.
That's right, rimmed out again on the same basket. Double team on the low post now for Sims. Cross-court skip pass. Jalen Bland for 3 off the front of the iron. 1 and done. And here comes the legends. Or here come the legends, however you want to call it. Singular or plural. As the no basket, no attempt on the 3 because he stepped out of bounds. It was Fonville who had his foot on the line right in front of the Salt Lake bench. So O'Brien comes back in for the Stars, and Jalen Bland will take a seat. 9:22 remaining, a 97-76 lead for the Stars. They have been pretty much in control of this game since midway through the second quarter. They had a 10-point lead at halftime, ballooned in the third quarter. The reverse layup is no good by Henry Sims. Harris comes down for Dallas, and the pass underneath, and a collision on the baseline. Henry Sims got up in the air, didn't have any place to go. And underneath him and taking the brunt of it, I believe that's Patrick Miller. It is, and Miller will go to the line.
That looked like that could have been bad.
It could have, and all it turns into is a couple of free throws for Texas and a 4th personal foul for Sims. That shot is up, and it is good by Patrick Miller, who's also had a pretty decent night. I mean, this is a guy who who has had the opportunity to disrupt things, and he really has done that. So Patrick Miller comes in on the night. He's got 10 points and now 11. And it's a 20-point lead as we moved inside 9 minutes remaining. And Miller will pick up Gaines at the midcourt line. Gaines using his offhand to kind of push. They're letting him play a little bit with the hands out there, which is probably all right. There's the jump hook in the lane by O'Brien. No good. Rebound is deep, and it's tipped out, and the Legends look to run. And Patrick Miller scoops it on the lead end of the break, and he converts. 18 points. Salt Lake in forecourt. They beat the press. O'Brien is, J.J. O'Brien is in there. Now they're out front with Sundiata Gaines. Puts it on the floor. Draw and kick. Jermaine, his shot. He stepped inside the three-point line, put it on the floor, got a nice open look, and converts on it.
Really nice step through on that. The ball fake.
And the long shot on the other end is no good by Texas. Lead end of the break is Jermaine Taylor. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. So Jermaine Taylor will have an opportunity for 2 more, and it's a 20-point lead. So that lead has fluctuated between about 16 and 22-23. They've had an answer, have the Stars, right now, for everything that the Legends have thrown at them.
That's right. Every time they have a chance to really cut into, they just hit a big shot. They keep the 16-point minimum lead.
So Jermaine Taylor with that free throw that is good. And Taylor, again, having a decent night. He's got 20 night. He's got 25 points, 26 points. And they're already at 100. Actually, 101 are the Stars with 8 minutes still to go. I mean, talk about a difference in terms of offense, and they're holding the Legends to just 79 points so far. They'll try to do a little crossover. Was Manny Harris. He lost the ball, and Sundiata Gaines will finish it off as he outruns everybody. What did Hot Rod used to say about Ricky Green? They'll never catch him. He's the fastest of them all.
Fastest of them all.
Yeah, I'm not sure Gaines is quite that quick, but Texas wants to take a timeout because they're back here in Salt Lake City, 7:26 remaining as Dallas goes to the basket and scores, and an opportunity for an and-one situation. So Jeremy Williams with the foul on Andre Dawkins, who has a chance to complete the three-point play.
Got a chance to complete the 3 and also to lose his number 4. That's peeling right off the back. He could play play half the game as 24 and the other half as number 2.
Yeah. Yep, C.J. Williams comes into the game as well, and Dawkins does hit the free throw, so 103-82. J.J. O'Brien. Little handoff there from Deshaunte Riley, who's entered the game for the Stars, and the ball goes out of bounds off Utah. Texas, and the Dallas affiliate, the Texas Legends. It's going to take a while, folks. Deep corner shot partially blocked by Riley. And then the ball's on the floor, and it's picked up by J.J. O'Brien, who now loses it. Pocket was picked, and it was Manny Harris.
Manny Harris is going to get his 30, Steve.
Well, he's getting closer and closer all the time. He's got a ways to go yet, though.
He's going to do everything he can.
That's probably true. Where is he at right now? We'll check that in just a moment. As Jermaine Taylor puts the ball on the floor, and then underneath.
Nice play.
He's got 20.
I've played with scores, and
they'll get their numbers up at least, their shots. Riley with the layup for Utah. It's 105-84.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that pass was intended underneath for Patrick Miller, and not even close by Andre Dawkins. Thrown away. Salt Lake basketball.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this. At this level, sometimes guys just try to do too much. You keep it simple, you're going to be better off.
Yeah, Salt Lake basketball now, and Yada comes up, brings the ball up against Patrick Miller. Now it's Henry Sims turns, Reverse pivot in the lane, and he's got a nice little touch on the jump shot, and he continues to add to his total.
If Sims can keep that energy level going, he's going to help this team quite a bit. With Gaines' leadership.
That long three, and it rims out. Another rim out there, and Gaines now in forecourt. Yeah, they are definitely a different team when Henry Sims plays with that kind of aggression and also a bounce in his step. Now you got JT for three on the far side from Gaines, and there's a three.
And JT's had a night.
Yes, he has. He continues to score, and it comes at the right time as well. And I believe, has he got 18? Is that what? No, we're at 20. Is that 27?
That's right, 27.
Wow, what a night, as you said, for JT. That kind of snuck up on us. But I'll tell you what, when you hit threes, your total does come up quickly, and there's a foul defensively on Dallas.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 from the three-point line. We might be behind one. He might be 4 for 4.
Well, C.J. Williams commits the personal foul, and Sims will go to the line again. So Cousins has come in, and he's got to watch things because he's got 5 fouls. Henry Sims converting on the first of 2 free throws, 111 to 84.
Yeah, they updated that three-point. He's 4 for 4.
So he's got 30 points.
There's your 30 points. So did somebody get 30, Steve?
Well, and that was Henry Sims there with the other free throw. So 112 to 84. And Henry Sims, as mentioned earlier, has a double-double. So a nice contribution from him tonight. And Sundiata Gaines running the point. Looks very comfortable so far. Ball tapped away, and Salt Lake will have it. J.J. O'Brien will cross the center line, and O'Brien now will cross the floor. Three-pointer by Marcus Page. Wide open, and he makes him pay. Marcus Page draining the three from the right elbow, and it's 115 to 84, and they are running away with it.
I think that puts him at 60% from the free-point line again.
That is just amazing to shoot that. Now you've got a foul on Salt Lake down low, and Cousins will be the offended player, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Salt Lake can use this momentum to just carry him through the next few games.
J.J. O'Brien with the personal foul. Cousins will go to the line for Texas.
They'll get better at playing with each other, learning each other's skills and how to work with each other. That should be, they should have a good team.
Well, getting that monkey off your back, getting that first win is going to go a long way. I mean, you know, it's unsaid. Nobody likes to talk about it. You don't talk about it typically, at least publicly, anything outside the locker room. But you can just tell by the feel of practice and shoot around that it's there. And that it has got to go. And indeed, it looks like it's going to tonight. There's the drive to the basket by Patrick Miller, and he's got 2 more.
Never feels good to lose.
Well, you know, Jerry Sloan used to talk about that losing has a taste. And I thought that was always interesting. And I believe it for Jerry. The way he hated to lose, losing has a taste. And it's not a good one, I'm sure.
Not a good one.
But, you know, I did get a chance several times over his career to talk to him about that. I mean, he was talking literally, not figuratively. That just there was that horrible taste in your mouth when you lost. And for him, the ultimate competitor, I believe it.
Yeah, and you always knew when Jerry had that taste in his mouth.
Yeah, because he liked to spread it, at least figuratively, right?
He wanted to make sure everybody else tasted the same thing.
O'Brien goes to the basket. No basket, they'll wave it off. I guess he put it on the floor again after, so the continuation rule, he didn't get it. I thought he probably should have had that.
Made a nice shot.
But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get the basket, then he won't get free throws, right?
Shouldn't.
Oh, well, wait a minute, they're over they're over the limit. So yeah, they're in the bonus. So that's
Miller took a beating on that one, plus got the foul. That's the way playing against Malone. That's the way it was.
Yeah, you got beaten up and you got called for the foul.
Go ahead, Carl. Shoot your 2.
O'Brien misses the first of 2. But it's a 29-point lead. Is that right? Yeah, 29-point lead, 115-86. Come on, I know your Brigham High math is better than my Granite High math. So
my Brigham High math was just wait for the other guy to get to it.
Is that what it is? Well, that's why I went into this game, because you have stat men who count the numbers. I just have to read them. But when I'm in there trying to get to math, I'm in trouble. Ball taken away by Salt Lake City. Gains contact, and he scores, and he'll go to the line for a chance for a three-point play as well.
Well,
So you saw how quickly that was. The ball was taken away in backcourt. One long pass. Gaines goes to the basket, and Andre Dawkins fouls him.
And Salt Lake, that's again another example of how they've done a nice job rotating. They jump the pick, and then everybody rotates weak side, and they've got deflections and steals.
You know, I know it's difficult to compare between teams because no team is exactly like another, and the strength of your opponent is one thing. And this team comes in, Texas at 1-2. They've only played 3 games. But I'm looking at this Salt Lake team, and it is not the same team that we've seen in a couple of games previous, as that ball is scooped and scored by Texas. But it is not the same. The execution looks better. The energy level looks better. The aggression looks better. I mean, this is, I'm sure, you know, what Dean Cooper was hoping to get out of his team. There's
Great
a reverse
shot.
layup by Henry Sims, goes under the basket, uses it to protect the ball, and he scores. And that's going to be a goaltend on the other end. Sims took the one off the glass, but Patrick Miller got to the rim, and at least that'll be in his mind next time he comes in.
And it was goaltending, but it was a great effort. You know, he scores down this end and runs down, blocks the shot on the other end.
Timeout, 3:34 remaining. It's not in the old refrigerator yet, but it's at least in the cooler, because the Salt Lake Stars are leading 121-90 and look to be picking up their first win of the season. They have the basketball. Gains in forecourt, and now he gives to O'Brien between the circles. High post goes to Riley. Riley looks, squares, and, well, he had a passing lane inside, but it's O'Brien. Still in three-point range, 5 seconds to go. O'Brien, jab step, across the lane. Long three by Gaines. Yada, yada, yada again. And Sunday Gaines has got his touch tonight. On the other end, Andre Dawkins, and he shoots, he shoots one that's off the front of the rim, and it's going to be Salt Lake City ball. So 124-90. This is the best offensive output by this team by far so far tonight.
Yeah, they should feel good about what they've done, even though Dallas or Texas played last night. Salt Lake's done a good job. Defensively, offensively, they move the ball well.
Riley on the low block with a rebound. The hook across the lane, no. Gaines the rebound, puts it up, and he scores. Sunday Gaines, who's had a fine night for himself. Boy, the addition of him to this roster has been felt this evening.
It's interesting how one guy can make such a difference.
Well, especially at a point guard position, because he's the guy handling the ball most of the time. On the other end, Miller has gone to the basket and scored again, and he's been effective for Texas. But Sunday Gaines just continues to, he's 4 of 7 from 3 tonight. He's got 24 points. I mean, that is a good night in anybody's book.
And there's another three. Well, if they can shoot 60% from three-point line every night.
Yeah, they'll win a few games. So the three-pointer makes it 129-92. Off the front of the rim, the three-pointer by Texas. They'll shoot another three. Just damage control right now, and that shot is good by Fonville. But it truly is a matter of just minimizing the loss, because a minute 40 remains in the game, and it's 129-95. Who would have thought it? Unbelievable.
Yeah, you come in 0-5, you're not expecting to blow out your next team.
No, you really aren't, and it has been all Stars since midway through the second. The three-pointer by O'Brien is short. Numbers now for Texas. Lead end of the break, and the scoop shot is no good, and the putback attempt is no good. That was Dang, and he had the opportunity to finish the play and not able to end it. So Stars basketball now, as the ball went out of bounds over the end line with a minute 12 remaining. In backcourt, ball will be inbounded by Jeremy Williams to Gaines, and he'll take a deep breath and just kind of walk it up to the timeline. He got there in time. Still 18 on the shot clock. Jumping out to pick him up immediately is Fonville. And Fonville over to the near side, Gaines pass, and in the corner with it now. That was Page, and that's a heat check. I don't know what that is. Jeremy Williams just threw one up, and I'm not sure the clock was that short. Behind the back pass, and the three-point basket by Patrick Miller as Collinsworth went behind the back to the corner, and that deep corner along the baseline, the coffin corner we used to call it. Well, I don't think that's in vogue anymore, however. Freddie, did they call it that when you played?
I was pretty uncomfortable when you just said that.
Well, I just was curious. Did you, when you played, did you have the coffin corner? because you had that old gym at Bingham that they used to.
They had the hangover.
Yeah, they have flashlights to light it on the night games. Going inside was Patrick Miller. He's fouled down low.
Well, that's
the truth. The home court, I mean, I think they were 10-foot baskets.
And Granite was so much better.
Yeah, right. I think they were 10-foot baskets, but it was like trying to do it with car headlights, you know?
Yeah, and we did have that track overhang.
Yeah.
So we shot from that right corner.
You know, we had that at Granite at the girls' gym. The new gym didn't have that, but it had the bank track that was 180 yards long.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk Shin Splint City?
Man.
When you had to run in that thing, it was Shin Splint City. All right, we got the whistle because, or the horn because Jermaine Taylor is going out. So at the line is Patrick Miller.
Williams went out.
And Miller hits. He's had a good night. Patrick Miller has acquitted himself well.
Yeah,
you know, he's got 21 points.
Player.
Yeah, 21 points. Does have 4 turnovers, but he's got 3 rebounds and a pair of assists. And now they'll just dribble it out at midcourt. Marcus Page, and the applause begins because the first win of the season for the Salt Lake City Stars.
Good game for
And that
Salt
will
Lake.
do it. Yeah, final score is Salt Lake City 129 and Texas 100. So they pull off a 29-point